Yes, I. You don't know Mr. Chess could never be another one. And I'm representing for ORS Global Radio. Play music and give them ego. Turn your lights down low and turn down your window curtain. ORS will come shining into your lives again. Oh, ORS love you, but today isn't time. Oh, why? Yes, ORS Radio. Turn it up till it buck. Music make your ears full up. It's all for a cause. Okay, London Town. So we're live and direct right now on ORS Global Radio. We're just making contact with the artist himself, Mr. Carl Darkins. All right. It's all for a cause. You never see me with no gun up on my waist. I always like to hold a smile up on my face. Carl Darkins, just wanna make sure that we can hear you loud and clear. We're live and direct right here on ORS Global Radio. So just say hello to the massive that locked on. Just want to make sure everybody's hearing you clear.
Yes, big respect to everybody who's tuning in. Big respect. I'm here. Okay, London Town. So we're live and direct. Mr. Paul Darkins is here directly on ORS Global Radio. As you know, not a joke thing. All right. So we're going to just squeeze in another song, Paul, and then we're just going to get right down to business. So thanks for tuning in right here on ORS Global Radio. I know you're a busy man, and you take that time out to give us this exclusive interview right here on ORS Global Radio. So let me just try and squeeze another song, then we're going to get right down to business. All right? Yes, my brother.
Okay, London Town, so you can hear it for yourself, Mr. Paul Darkins. All right? I want to say a big shout out goes out to all the listeners and all the viewers right now that locked on YouTube live and direct, but in the driver's seat as we do around here on a Wednesday evening. All right, the reggae and dancehall selection right here on ORS Global Radio. I'm telling you. Okay. So whatever you're doing at the moment, I want to say thank you for logging on. And wherever you are locked on right now, big up yourself, alright? ORS Global Radio, we're live and direct from the UK. And we've got Paul Darkins live and direct on our platform tonight, alright? Okay, Paul, we just gonna get straight into it as we are here live and direct. And I know you're a man that is very busy at the moment. Okay? So, Paul, just want to say thank you for taking the time to come on platform tonight. So thanks again. So
glad to be here. Glad to be on the platform. Glad to be.
Appreciate it. Yes, Paul. So as you know, I know you're a man that done a lot of interviews back in the days, and it's still happening right here, right now at this present moment. So we're just gonna get straight down into business. Again, I wanted to say thank you for taking the time to give us this exclusive interview. It's much appreciated. And as I said before, I know you're a busy man. So welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Glad to be here. Glad to be on the show. Enough respect.
Okay, Paul. So what we want to do, I want to get into a little bit of background about Paul Darkins. Can you just give us a little bit about yourself in the sense of where you reside, that you attended, and the area that you was obviously grown up in?
Yeah, well, I was born in England. I was born in England. Grew up in a place called Brent. Went to a school called John Kelly in the same area. You know, lived there most of my life. Yeah, and that's where I grew up in Brent.
Nice.
A lot of people wouldn't know that Paul Darkins is official British citizen.
Yes. Yeah, you can say that, you know.
Indeed. About your childhood, obviously you've grown up in the UK. What was it like growing up in the UK? As a UK resident, you know, you live here, born and bred in the UK.
Well,
How was it like? How was your childhood?
well, I had a good childhood. You know, my dad and mom, you know, God rest their soul, they looked after us. I got 7 sisters and 1 brother. You know, and we didn't really need for anything. They grew us up, schooled us, made sure we had everything we wanted. But growing back up, you know, in the 60s, you know, it was very, very hard, you know, in the areas where you lived. For Jamaicans or the Caribbean coming to England, my dad came in the 50s. It was very hard for them, you know, coming from Jamaica, the rest of the Caribbean, you know, they had a thing on some of the doors when you went to rent a place. It was saying no dogs, no Irish, and no blacks. Yeah. So it was very hard for my parents and coming over to settle up. So what we was finding was happening, they'd find a place, an area, and most of those people come from the Caribbean, they'd live in those areas like Paddington and Brixton and Stockwell, Harlesden. So that's why you got the Caribbean people living in those areas together. I think they were, to me, basically they were shielding themselves and to come to a place where they had other people just like themselves, their brother countrymen living in those areas, you know. And like my dad, for instance, when my dad bought his house, he encouraged other people when he came here, don't rent from nowhere, buy your own house. So you found out, like in my dad's house, and a lot of the houses, when they first come over, they'd live, and then when their family and friends come over from Jamaica, they'd come and live in their houses, and sometimes don't even pay rent, just find themselves, work hard, and then obviously they'd get to buy their own places, and that's what was happening back in, you know, in the early 60s.
Talking
you know,
about one
it was very hard. Pardon?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, the racism was there very, very much. It was the racism was there a lot. So, you know, you had the teddy boys, and so those early days they had to protect themselves. You know, Jamaicans do. I have to talk about Jamaicans. That's what I know. You know, and you know, they weren't joking. They would defend themselves if they had to. You know, work was very scarce. Obviously, they want us to come over so we could help build the country. But yeah, it was very hard for my dad and my mom, but they still got through, and a lot of other families, they got through. You know.
Great, that's great. I know back in them days, I know I wasn't here born in the UK, but obviously came here a couple of years now and died in here recently.
Right.
I hear all these stories, you know. As you mentioned, one of those places, the Stockwell, very close areas most of these Black Caribbean people would come and reside, you know, and you mentioned that, and it's still happening because that's where I reside in that area as well. So, you know, it's like that's the stamping ground, you know. When you look around and you check certain histories, you hear about Brixton, Stockwell, you know, Balaman, the place is Tooting. Yes. Anyway, so let us get down into your business about you. You know, obviously that's about the Jamaican people, your parents, both your parents Jamaicans.
Yes, man, from Clarendon. Came from Clarendon, a place called Smithville.
Okay.
Yeah. All my family come from that side. The Anderson, them, the Darkins, them, the Williams, them, the Bryan, them. You know, come from that region. You know, Chapelton, Nine Turn, Frankfield. You know, and in Maypen itself. You know.
Chapelton. I'm telling you.
Yes.
So what I want to ask you at the moment Paul, how did your journey as a recording artist started in the industry?
Well, from the school I went to, you know, we had like a woodwork teacher, and you know, you could go in there and make anything you want to make. So I ended up making a bass guitar in school, not knowing that's what I'd end up playing when I left school. Left school about 15 years old. Then obviously you can leave straight from work and get a job. Back in those days, you could get a job straight away. So I went into a trade. That's the first thing my dad said I had to do. But along the way now, you know, back in the days, you used to have the blue spot grams in the front room, and my dad would be there playing his music from Jamaica. And to me, it was new when I heard these music here. And one song particular was My Boy Lollipop by Millie Small.
Smalls.
You know? Yeah. Yeah, really small. So, when my dad used to go out and, drive away, I'd go in the front room and keep playing that music over and over again, not realizing what was really happening. Until when, I think about 14 years old, I had a cousin named George Oban. He was the one said that he wants to form a little group because we was in the church. Okay. So it was me, him, and another brother called Tony. But his name's actually Tony Gadd right now, but I'll get into that. So we formed a little band, and then we needed a guitarist because I was playing the bass at the time. Tony was on guitar and Joe was on keyboards. We had a brother named Charlie Fox, and just come from Jamaica. So he said he wanted to be a drummer, so he joined the group as a drummer. And then there was an actor brother named Brinsley Ford. A lot of people might not know him, but he was actually one of the lead singer from Aswad. Brinsley Ford. So he had a guitar. Well, I went down and knocked his door, heard him had a guitar, and he said, yeah, he's got a guitar, but he doesn't really know how to play it. So I said, look, don't worry about that. We're all learning. So yeah, we started to jam together. Started to jam, not knowing intentions where it would carry us. Then George Oban now, he left. He had to go back to Jamaica. His parents, as you know, a lot of Jamaicans came here not to stay. They wanted intentions to work, go back. So he left here about 16 years old. And he said to me, oh, listen, just keep the thing going. When I come back, we'll start up the band again. I said, all right. So he left, and that just left me and Brinsley. And then we started to do some talent contest shows, in the area. And then, yeah, we won a talent contest show. He was playing guitar and I was on bass. And then next thing you know, after we won the show, Junior English. I'm sure you've heard of Junior English.
Yeah. Big.
Yeah, he sent for us. And next thing we know, we ended up being his backing band with a brother named Evan who was singing, Graham from the Mohawks, and another brother called John Bago. So, time we started to rehearse and went on tour with Junior. That lasted about a year. We was on tour with him. And then things started to move up. It went kind of quiet because the band had broken down at that time. So we met one of our friends we went to school with, Delroy Washington. God rest his soul, he's gone now. He was one of the first black reggae artists to sign to Virgin or to any record company in England. That was a big thing back in the days. So one day we was coming through ours then, and we saw him and he said to us, this I think it was about 82. He said, listen, I'm going to take you guys somewhere. So we said, where we going? So he said, we're going on to the Circle. That wasn't too far from where I lived. And he said, Bob Marley and the Wailers is living there. And we said, what? So we went down to the house and he introduced us to Bob Marley, Family Man, Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer. And, that became our second home. Became our second home. We were so excited to know that we was amongst Bob Marley, And then, Family Man now, he saw that I was a bass player. So he started to give me lessons. And he'd come round to my house, just around the corner, sit down every Thursday and show me how to play the bass. And, he actually gave me a bass line. And he said to me, any day he hears that bass line, yes, he's going to know that it was me. And then, And then after that, George came back from Jamaica about 6 months after. And then Bob Marley had left. So when George came back now, he linked me and said, Paul, look, let's start back the band. So he wanted to form a band back. And the band, what he wanted to form back, it was actually Aswad. And I was meant to play bass. But I said to George, you know what, George? I need to do something different. So George and Brinsley teamed up with some of my other colleagues from the same school. And then I met up with some of my other friends then, Leslie McNeil, God rest his soul, he's gone now, just the other day, Tony Matthews, Christopher Henry, and Paul Thompson. So I went to rehearsals and I'm there, but I had my guitar ready to play, but when I checked it out, my brethren, he was a bass player, but he was just learning at the time. I had come off the road maybe a year or 2 years before them, so they just started the band. So I couldn't go in and say I want to be a bassman. So I said, all right then. So I started to sing. I just hold my car and I said, all right, no problem. So when I was jamming now, I started to sing. And they said, Paul, we never know you could sing. I said, bro, I'll tell you the truth, I never know neither, But I said, listen, let's join the band anyway. Because back in the days, I used to listen to people like Alton Ellis, Dennis Brown, Delroy Wilson, Dobby Dobson, Pat Kelly, Derek Harriet, back in the days when I'm growing up. And I said to myself, oh, look what these guys sing. I wonder if I could do what they do and sing just like them. You know? So that's the kind of vibes I wanted to do. So I joined the group Tradition. And we started to take off, and we got signed to RCA Records. And then we made songs like Breezing, Every Little Bit My Heart, Gambling Man. Things was going very, very well for us, you know? And then, we went on tour with some of the other bigger groups from England, the Boomtown Rush, the Waddy Waddy, the Cars, Tin Lizzy, with UB40.
You've been busy in the early years of careers, but we're definitely gonna get into some of these questions that you already start answering as well, because I want to get into those questions as well. You know, but it's like you're unleashing so much from your past. Gonna talk about your present as well, but as an artist coming up in the business, you been around. You experienced the recording part of it and a labs, touring and all of these things. What was your main inspiration that obviously give you a motivation to do a career?
Well, as I said, going out and raving and listen to, as I said, those artists what I just mentioned singing and seeing the vibes in the club. People singing along to their tunes, and I said, yes, this is what I would love to do. I'd love to make some songs where I can stand up and actually watch people sing along to my songs, and and when that happened, I said, yes, I've reached where I need to go now. It wasn't so much for me; it was just for the people, so that people can enjoy themselves and appreciate what's going on with the music, and the love of the music, really,
So, Paul, what would you say is a memorable moment for you, whilst in the early age of your early days, I should say, early days of your music career? What is the most memorable?
Well, it's what happened was because I was in the group Tradition. Yes, people had known me for being in the group Tradition because it was 5 men. But within that time, I'd made some solo stuff with other record companies, B-Roy Records, Ararat Records, and a couple of others. And I made a song called Natural Woman. And what happened was I was asked to come and do a gig. And when I went on the gig, there was about maybe 15, 16 artists on the bill. And every artist, what they called, the crowd knew them. They knew who they were. But when it came to me now, they said, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on Paul Darkins. There was no reaction at all. When I said there was a reaction, yes, but not like my other colleagues were getting. So they knew me as from Tradition, but they didn't know that I was one who sang that song. But when Natural Woman started, they just had to stop it because the place just went crazy. And people going, so this is the guy who sang that song. And from then, that was one of the most exciting times for me. And when I saw that, then I said, yes, I'm on the road to be a solo singer now and get my own name as Paul Darkins,
Listen, we got that song you just mentioned a while ago, Paul. We're gonna play this song so that the audience and the listeners and the viewers can hear what Paul Darkins is, a giant in the Lovers Rock genre. This song here, titled Natural One here. Listen, London Town, we're live and direct. Carl Darkins, right here. Is there a place in your heart for me, little girl? Is there a place in your heart for me?
Oh, yeah, that is it. Your father general, this you know me, I represent the ORS Global Radio.
Trust me, people who've been listening, Lovers Rock from a long time, you know this song, right? Is there a place in your heart for me, little girl? Is there a place in your heart for me? Those fancy guys listen, Paul. You see this song here? This song is such a big song, and I'm telling you, I had the privilege to see you perform this song in person, live and direct. And I tell you, I've been to a lot of concerts and places like that, and I hear people telling you they've been singing to this song like, whoa, words for words. You know what I want to know? What inspired you to write this particular song? Because this is one of your big hits, you know, from back in them days. What year was this release, and what inspired you to write this?
I think it's about 70. I know. I think 70, 76, 77, something around there. So. I was about 20 years old, I think, when I wrote that song there. And well, I'm gonna be honest with you. What happened was, between Aswad and Tradition, we used to move together as one group. So we was all friends and cousins. So most of my songs, what you hear, it'll be Angus Gay, God rest his soul, again, was gone. He was playing drums on it. Tony Gadd, George Oban, Paul Thompson, Dave. So we used to go to each other's sessions. So I went to the studio one day. It was a DOI session. And we were all there, and then Dave started to play the bass, what you hear there now. And I said to them, hold on a minute here. Let me go inside and put something on this track. So they laid the track down, and I said, I'll tell you, just press record. And as they press record, I just started to sing. So I'm letting you know, I never wrote this song. I didn't write it. It just came off the top of my head.
So this was just one. You just stand around the booth, one hit, and that was it.
Yeah, what you're hearing there, I didn't even go back and sing. That was a guide voice. What you're hearing on the track right now, it's a guide voice.
Is it?
I never went back. I never went back and sang it again. There's reasons why I didn't. We don't need to go into that one day, but I just decided I wouldn't go back and sing again for that record company. So they released that tune as you see it there, right? Natural Woman, just like that.
Okay. So
I never sang it. I never got back and sang it. I never went back and sang it again. You know.
But this song, I tell you, wicked song. And trust me, any lovers rock dance you go to, or any party you go to, and these kind of songs, this particular song start playing, the whole entire crowd just starts singing to it.
Yeah, true, man. True. I don't know. You know, I just don't know what I done. But I done something, but I don't even realize what I done, to be quite honest. But it's still out there, and I'm still singing it every time I go out. Those are the tunes that they request, and I've never had no bad vibes about that tune at all. They always want to sing that. I can guarantee once it starts, then the DJ has to put it up, or the band has to put it up.
I was at that event. Remember we played at that when it was at that event down in was it Mitcham, down in Mitcham? And you was
I think you done it as well.
Yes, a couple of times, and even in Dulwich the other day as well, when it was there last year sometime.
Okay.
We was doing this private party, and he was there.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Trust me, wicked song, and I'm telling you, it's a great song. As you said, once people hear that bass line, everybody starts singing and screaming.
Yes. The rhythm track is a wicked rhythm track. Wicked.
Definitely gonna shout you for that one, because we need it on doublet. I tell you from early.
Well, things go already, so we won't go there. We know things go already, so exactly. You got to get that.
But listen, we want to touch down into your studio experience. Walk us through your experience in the recording studio. How do you when you're going into the studio? How do you prepare yourself? What is the experience like?
Well, if I talk about back in the days is different from now, because when you went to the studio to do a session, everything was live. So you go in the studio, and just to mic up the drum alone, that might take an hour and a half just to do that. And you can feel the vibe, because all you want to do is just start singing, but you know that everything has to be mic'd up properly. In and out, the engineers in and out the studio, tuning up this and doing the guitars. But once the track is laid, it's the vibe, it's the mood they set in the studio. And once the rhythm track is ready, and you got your lyrics written down or they're in your head, you just go in there, and it's like you're in a dark place because the lights are down in there. And all you know, you just it's the start and listen, and the mic's in front of you. And once you get that clarity on the mic to suit your voice, then you just start singing, and it's a vibe. It's a lovely vibe. I love studio. I love it. I really love going to studio. There's no other place like it when you're ready to start singing.
So in saying that as well, what aspect of the recording do you find most challenging or rewarding?
Well, I would say the whole of it. I mean, from you hear the guitar starts, and if you're building the track, then each man is putting their own vibe into the rhythm. So I have to say, without the musicians, them, singers can't really go that far unless you're going to go and do acapellas. But each song I do, that's a vibe coming from either the bass man or the keyboards man or the guitarist. There's something what he adds into the song, what builds that song. And you might, even if you lay down the track before, the vibes, you might be picking up on something what the keyboards brother has played, or the guitarist or something, or the horns man. So you warm to that and sing to that. So I have to give thanks and praises to all the musicians out there, because without them, no, we couldn't do what we're doing.
True. And as you said, back in them days, the rhythms that was getting made live. That was
not all live.
Most of them was, live band they're playing and singing tracks, isn't it? Back in them days.
Yeah.
No, the entire system changed, isn't it? Rhythm on something.
Oh yeah, all electronic, all computerized.
Yeah, all computerized. So if you're not in these modern days, then boy, get left behind.
Mm-hmm.
But listen.
Yeah, because every man now is in his house doing his own thing now. He's got his studio in his house, and he can build his rhythm tracks.
Yeah.
Or you can send him the stem through his house, so he can voice it and send it back to you, and it's done. It's all over.
Yeah, exactly. Just become so convenient now. For artists to do their own tracks, and send a rhythm to you, or even you as an artist who's probably an instrument, making your own rhythms and just put your own tracks on it, and that's it.
Yes, definitely. Because if I'm at home, even my little studio here, it's down at the moment, but people send me rhythm tracks by emails, and I come into my room, set the mood in there, and just listen to the track a couple of times, and then start writing. So there's nobody behind you say, look, you've only got 5 hours in the studio, you need to hurry up and finish before the money run out.
Yeah.
There's none of that.
None of that, because you got your own thing, you work as long as you want, is it?
You could be here till the morning. There's no one to say, no, don't do this. You can do the harmonies 20 times if you don't feel right, or sing it over again. It's just how it is. But I'd rather the live sessions, to be quite honest.
I agree with you. I enjoy a couple of those artists just sing, just give you that vibes, just like if you're going to a stage show. Vibes you get
right,
there.
Exactly.
Obviously, you've been around for a while. A man that's been in quite a long time, What are some of the challenges and successes that you've related years while started out?
The challenges, the success. I see success as something so simple, because I don't like to big up myself. And I'm a brother. I'm just laid back. Whatever happens. Challenges, there's not really a challenge. I mean, things are different now in the sense of challenge. If you talk about challenge to get your music out there, I mean, there's hardly no record shops no more. Hardly anybody's buying music like they used to buy music. Yeah. I mean, the someone said to me there, I'm gonna put my song out there. I'm gonna put my song out there. And by the time you put it out there, people had it already on CDs already, or on their phone. So
too much social media.
It's very hard. Pardon?
No, I was saying too much social media, because if you put your songs up on YouTube now, people can easily take it down and have it playing.
Exactly. I mean, back in the days they had just cassette tape, so cassette tape was very hard. You could record a song on the radio every Sunday, or when they had. Remember, there was only 2 DJs one time back in the 60s, 70s. There was only 2 DJs, Steve Barnard and Tony Williams. And that was like every Sunday they were on. So it's only a Sunday you can actually press your record and copy a song.
I remember now, back in the days, you used to do the same thing as you talking. Same thing back home in Jamaica.
Yeah. But now it's worldwide. You know, your song can go anywhere and anybody can record that. You've only got to go onto your internet, YouTube, Facebook, and just press and you'll find a tune. So that means you don't have to go and buy it. You just press on it and then your tune is out there.
Yeah, you know? and I believe at this point now, the way that the business has actually shaped, it's basically, I believe artists is actually not making much money like they used to. Music now. You know, you guys put in a lot of work and effort and dedication into getting your music perfect. Put it out to your audience. But for me, I don't feel artists is making enough money because there's too many platforms where people can easily take the songs and have it, play it in dance or play it at an event or whatever. But I don't know. But I don't feel like artists is making what they deserve to be making from their records like they used to in the past. You know, like you have to go to a record shop if you hear a Carl Darkins song that somebody play on the radio. That person on the radio would have to purchase it, or Paul would have to give it to that person so that he can endorse it on the radio station. That's how the song become popular. But they want a piece of that song, but they can't go and buy it anyway. But yes, the Spotify and all these places where the songs is Apple and all of these places where you can buy a song. Yes, that works, but you know the marketing side in the sense of records. Nobody playing records anymore. Very rarely you'll find somebody playing records.
And when you talk about those internet companies, what you just said, Spotify, most of those places, there's no money. You're not going to make any money from those companies. You're not going to make any money. It's trickling down.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's trickling down all the way down to come down to a needlehead. There's nothing there. And going back, I would say, going back from the early 70s, coming up till now, I can guarantee you, out of say if there's let's say 50 artists, none of us never made no money. It was the same old. Just like in Jamaica, you go to a producer and you do a tune, you never got paid. And it was happening here as well.
It's still happening, you know. Trust me, it's still happening somewhere along the line. It's still happening. Because I spoke to a few artists and I'm telling you, they tell me some things I hear they say. I'm like, whoa. You know, artists that have big hits, they're not making them from your time. I'm talking about in the 80s, people that is there, putting in the work, but producers is telling them stories and all this stuff. You know,
producers taking the money, saying the tune is not selling, and this and that,
and now the new generation now, what they tend to be doing now is learning and crafting the business for themselves. When they go to a producer, so when they go to a producer can't tell them A or B when they know it's C. Because they've learned. Yeah, they've learned, and that was the opportunity was there, but nobody was there to say you need that. Everybody who was a musician go to producer, like, okay, he's the producer, he's the man, let him deal with everything. But some of these people are not genuine, you know, they just want to rip people off, and it's very bad.
Well, they were producers of, when you say producer, you know, don't call no names, but I can guarantee you out of maybe 20 producers in England, I'm not afraid to say, I said maybe out of 20, maybe 18 of them were producers of money, not producers of records, but they put down produced by. And we used to laugh and go, okay. They had no saying it. They didn't know what a G from a C or what chord is what. They just produced the money, and then it was like a boss thing. Yeah, I mean, you produced this, you know. Yeah, man, I mean, you produced that. Produce. They didn't understand the word what producing means.
It's about credit. They just want the credit for it.
They just took the credit. Produced by. You know. So a lot of us, I said, never got no money, because back in the days, all we wanted to do was just sing, you know, and just make music. Mm-hmm. So we weren't really thinking about the paperwork side of it, and the PRS and the MC, all the people who should have really dealt with us. So that's where we have to blame ourselves in a way. But we were young and naive to the music.
Yes.
As I said, to the business, not to the music, to the business.
To the business, yeah. The business side of it.
We really got caught up in it, you know. really got caught up in it.
I agree with you. But you know, honesty is the best way. That's how I look at it, and I feel that people should treat people with respect. You know, that is very important. Very, very important, because you don't know what you're gonna need something from that person eventually. You understand? So what's the point? What's the point? Just be honest and open. We're gonna play another song from Paul Darkins, and this is another favorite song of mine. And I tell you, I'm just eating the hits right now, because these songs are like solid hits that never stop playing. This one, I remember I was at that event again when this song dropped. Everybody started singing. So let me get into this one here. This one is titled "Love Someone."
Oh my God.
To love someone.
One to them.
Won't you tell me, is that the way to love someone?
Oh yeah, that is it. You know what's your bad general this, you know me I represent for ORS Global Radio. Bad station round here. And we say, oh yeah, that is it.
Gotta take it from top once again.
Is that the way to love someone? Won't you tell me, is that the way to love someone? Oh yeah. 'Cause when you meet for the first time, you feel so wonderful, and your heart skips a beat. Now and then, when you see her, over and over, see her, you know, that's how I met my girl. She was standing there, looking so wonderful, So won't you tell me, is that the way to love someone? Oh yeah. Is that the way to love someone? Oh yes, yeah. To love if she does you wrong, think about it, then
Yes, London Town, live and direct. Paul Darkins, right here on ORS Global Radio. But in the driver's seat, as we do on a Wednesday, right here, the reggae and vocal selection show. Okay.
When she's gone, so is that the way?
Listen, when I talk about songs that people dance, this is one of them. You know, I remember people used to say this thing that they call it the wallpaper style. You know, man hang on in a corner with girl, and when man move, wallpaper drop. Wow. Listen, tell me a little bit about this song.
Okay, you have to big up Angus Gay again, Tony Robinson, John Kapow, who else was on it? Dennis Bovell from the Matumbi. And what happened was I was in the studio, and then he said to me, I was working. This was on Iraq Records. My brother Iraq, Patrick, big up Patrick, who's in Jamaica at the moment. Yes. Then he said, Paul, you got a tune you want to do? But I said, well, I don't really have a tune with Dennis. So I said, right, let me lay down something basic. So he laid down something basic. And I said, and while I was sitting down inside by the engineering thing, I said, Dennis, all right, let me go and put down some couple of lyrics and see how it sounds. So he said, all right then. So he ran the track from the top. And once again, I just sang from top to bottom. So that voice you're hearing, that's a one take. No pen, no paper, just one take.
You have to be professional.
Pardon?
You have to be professional to be able to do a one take on a song, and it becomes a great hit. That is a professional artist, and you find the lyrics just like that without writing it out on paper.
There was no writing. And when I came in, Dennis said, Paul, all right, hold on, let me go and put some harmonies on. So Dennis Mobile from Matumbi went in down, he done those harmonies, came back in, and then they started to overdub. And he said, Paul, you don't have to go and sing it again. And that's it. I'll just mix that. And next thing I know, he went out there, and then Patrick Can put it out. The same label as, it was me, Janet K, Junior Giscombe on the same label on Iowa Records, you know? So yeah, and that's how that tune came about. I never ever sang it again.
Great song. And it remains great song. Tell you. Carl Darkins, live and direct right here on ORS Global Radio. One of the giant in Lovers Rock. When I talk about giant, I'm talking about giant. Trust me, I have some of the greatest hits in the Lovers Rock. China. Paul, collaboration and notable projects that you've done in the past, and anything that you've got planned for the future. We'll go to your future plans and aspiration anyway, but we can just talk a little bit about your collaboration and your notable projects been on.
Yeah, well, as I said, I done one with a group called 4 in a Row. That was another group I was in. That's with Tex Johnson, Pete Douglas, and Dennis Pinnock and myself. They're actually, those are the guys actually singers in their own right. So we got together and we've done songs like Love Is, Crazy Kind of Love. That's just a project we've done. What have I worked with? I've done something with George Oban, Third Eye Band. That was another group I was in. That was Angus Gay, Tony Robinson, and George and me, and Anne. And we done Go Find Yourself a Fool, Walk On By, No Man's an Island. I've done quite a few little things with other people. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm writing at the moment. Through the lockdown, I just started to write, and that's the first time I've actually sat down and took a pen and started to write songs. Okay. So I've got a whole catalogue of songs ready to come out. Hopefully by Christmas, if I can get them all done by then, for the new year.
That sounds interesting. Remember we're in 2024, yeah? just in case you yeah. So we got 11 months leave for you to start releasing some tracks, right? Or probably before that.
Well, you've heard some. I've said some of the tracks to you, so you know what's coming.
I know exactly what's coming, but trust me, those tracks once they're ready, you know where to find me.
Definitely.
Yes,
definitely. You'll be one of the first to get them. Believe me. And I'm not writing tracks to be quite honest. I'm not even making music now to say it's a money thing no more. It's just it's for me to say, look, Paul, get some more tracks out there so people can actually dance, sit down and listen, and say, yeah, I like that track there. If it makes some money, it makes some money. But if it don't, I'm not even really looking to that right now.
Yeah, you're just doing it for the love of the music.
But I love some of these tracks to reach to Jamaica because there's a lot of us out there in England here where we're actually songwriters.
Yes.
When I say songwriters of music, and I've got to say this, I think we have more songwriters than Jamaican artists when it comes to love songs.
Trust me, I won't even try to dispute that. I'm gonna be honest.
And it's not saying it in a bad way. That's saying it in a good way. Because if it wasn't for some artists in Jamaica back in the days, we wouldn't be singing what we're singing today. So it's coming from Jamaica, but we're part of Jamaican. You understand what I'm saying? But it's just our flavor, our Lovers Rock. And, I don't think it was embraced so much in Jamaica. as it should have been, because I know Jamaicans, they sing along to anything. When I was in Jamaica, when I was down there years, from early 70s, I'm on the bus and there's guys and girls singing Power of Love and George Mike. Hey, what's going on here?
Yeah, exactly.
There was a vibe. Them lot them kind of tunes, and I'm going to myself, well, how come the Lovers Rock is not reaching over here and then listening to our songs? How come? Why is there a divide? And I could never, up to this day, I can't understand why we didn't break into that market as well. Because we have songwriters. We have the Peter Honeygales, Mike Anthony, Winston Reedy, Carol Thompson, Janet Kay, Sonny. Yep. We've got some wicked songwriters over here. And they're writing all the time. And some wicked songs, but they're not. It's like they can't get on the plane or get on the airways or get on the boat and reach to Jamaica like how they should. Because we've embraced Jamaica 100%.
Yes, and
100%.
And in Jamaica, as you said, these type of songs, they play them as well. But as you said, they're just not getting enough exposure as they should. England, and you're talking in the UK. You have Born Proper, Lovers Rock, and those kind of reggae groove and things like that. Okay, that's the standard. The UK and reggae music, Paris and Dennis and things like that.
We're not leaving none of them songs come from Jamaica, because that's us. That's our heritage, man. That's where we're coming from.
Exactly.
That's the reason why I'm singing, because of what I heard coming from Jamaica. And when the artists do come over, we go and see them and make sure we support them. Because they belong to us. You understand?
Exactly. And that's the way it should. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. You support each other.
Yeah,
you're all in the same business. Yeah. So before we go any further, Paul, I've got a song here that I wanna play this song before we get close. Cause we obviously getting closer to the conclusion of the interview. As I said, I know you're a busy man, and you take this time out to give us this exclusive interview, which I appreciate. I'm gonna play another song, and this song is Baby.
Oh, okay.
Go for this one, So this one here, Carl Darkins, track titled "Come On, Baby."
Oh yeah, she's my baby. Oh yeah, she's my baby. Oh yeah, and these are the things that I say to you when I'm feeling kinda blue. I love you, I love you, I love you. I need you, I need you, I need you. And these are the things that I say to you when I'm feeling kinda down. Girl, down. Yeah. So come my baby. Yeah. Come my baby. Take it slow. Come my baby.
I tell you, some serious bassline in these songs, Tell you about Lovers Rock. One of the greatest giants in Lovers Rock. Carl Darkins.
When I'm feeling kinda blue, I love you, I love you, I love you. I need you, I need you, I need you. And these are the things that I say to you when I'm feeling kinda down. Girl, down. Yeah. So come my baby. Yeah. Come my baby. Take it slow. Come my baby. Come to me. Because my love you can be sure of. My love
ORS Global Radio.
She's my baby. Yeah, she's my lady. She's my lady. There ain't nobody else can give me the love you got. No, no. There ain't nobody else that I could ever need. No, no, when I got you. So come my baby.
Sorry, apologies for that. When I'm talking about songs with some solid bass line, you know, this is one of the songs as well. Paul, for some reason, I don't. Was this song made with a live band?
No, that was in studio as well. That's studio as well. That was all live in studio as well. That was live with Black Steel, about the name Black Steel, you know, on Starlight Records.
I'll tell you some bass line that this song have. All of these lovers rock songs got some solid bass line. Trust me.
Yeah, there's one guy playing everything on that one. I've got about the name Black Steel.
Okay. Great piece of instrumental. Trust me. Great piece of instrumental.
Yeah, man.
You put down some good work, and I'm telling you, these tracks that I've touched on tonight, it's like, wow. Great, Paul Darkins. The name Darkins, you know. I know when I saw you at the event, we was having a quick chat, and I was saying to you, do you relate Carl Darkins? That's something I want to know. And you said yes, but because when I said the name Darkins, I'm like Paul Darkins. So Carl Darkins' brother then.
No,
that's what I want you to explain. How are you related to Carl Darkins?
Darkins family, man. That's how we're cousins. The last time I saw Carl was in Cable Up Beach in St. Thomas. And that's the first time I met him, and I've never seen Carl since that day. You know? And I remember when I met him, he took me to his friends and he said to them, tell him in him. I said, Paul Darkins. They said, you hear that? I mean, I Carl Darkins, and I said, tell me what you do. I said, me I sing and say, see, I write it running in the family. Yeah.
No question there. Another great singer, Carl Darkins. No question there at all. I'm telling you. Listen, Paul, as I said, I know you're a busy man and you got things going on. Yes. You know, we had a chat earlier today, and I really appreciate you taking the time out to come and chat to us right here on ORS Global Radio. I want to say a big shout out goes out to all the listeners in and around the capital that are locked on via the radio platform, and also the ones that are locked on viewing right now on YouTube. Paul, so before we wrap up around here, what are some of the achievements that you've achieved in the music, in any form of accolade or anything?
Yeah, I've got about 7 awards in my house here, class awards.
Nice.
And it's actually for those same songs.
See.
Yeah, for Natural Woman, To Love Someone. Yeah, for that era, because I've been in the business now 54 years now.
And still holding strong.
54 years. And I'm a hope, so you know. Yeah, so I've got about 5 or 6 awards next door for my contribution to the Lovers Rock. Because I said when I started, when we went into the studio, we didn't go in to make no Lovers Rock songs though. We just went in to make music. But it seemed to just spread, and then that name just got itself attached to our music, what we were doing. Maybe in the late 91, 92, another artist, I want to go and make a Lovers Rock tune. But then, obviously, the brand had come out already. So, but when we started, we didn't go to make no Lovers Rock song. We just went in there to make music, you know. And this is the outcome of it today, you know. And I'm grateful that I was a part of it. And I kind of but this is something I wanted to do. Obviously, this is not my full-time job. No, I had to keep working because you got a family to support and kids to look after and feed. So you have to make sure that you do that, because as I heard someone say before, and it's true, you can't eat records. You know, you need money to sustain and keep your family going. And I made sure I kept my trade and worked. Yes, you go on tour, but you make room and you come back and still go back to work. And to this day, that's what I'm doing. I got some tours like Barcelona, I got Portugal, I've got Madeira, and I got is it Holland, all one in places, and that's all lined up for this year to go away and sing to come back.
That was my next questions actually. That was the next question I was about to ask you. Future plans and aspirations.
Yeah,
so you can go ahead and tell us about it now.
Yeah, that's what I've got lined up for this year. Yeah, so right up till October. In May, September. So the show's coming. But as I said, I've got to space them out because certain things going on. So I've got to space them out and make sure that I can, turn up at those events because I don't like to let people down. That's one thing. What hurts me the most if I let somebody down when it comes to, music or anything like that. It's
you
not
said
good.
that to me. I remember at the event as I said, we had a bit of conversation. I could tell that you're a decent gentleman. Because the conversation that we was having was very brief, but I'm the kind of person that when I'm talking to people, I can tell you, okay, these are genuine people, not genuine. Genuinity is what I've seen, and based on what we discussed, I can see you like, okay, because at one point, the sound system, the microphone was giving a bit of feedback, and you was a patient guy. You just like, let me go sort myself out. You come back, you're like, whoa. Sound is shutting, man. The sound playing good. What?
Yeah, of course. So because things happen.
Things happen, and the greatest thing is that it got resolved in the end. Because today, so this is your sound system. 1 minute you will have it and it play very well, and then when you go out, something goes wrong. But it worked out in the end. The event went very well. So big up to the team that put that event on. What I want to say, obviously we want to wrap this up now. Also, what I want you to do, obviously, just what I would ask you, what encouragement would you give to new and upcoming art, even the ones that's already been established?
Well, the first thing I say, believe it or not, make sure, as you said before, get your paperwork in order. That is the main thing you got to do. If your voice is there, you don't have to worry about that, but the paperwork is the most important one. Get that together, and then your road, you got a straight road to ride on and sing along. And another thing I would say, just hold the corner. Don't be boastful. Just hold the corner and be humble within the business, because when you're not humble, the people will pick up on it. Other artists will pick up on it, and the people out there who's coming to see you, they'll pick up on it. And one thing you don't want is a bad name in the business. And just be humble, and that's what I say. Just be humble in the business. I've seen people come to the business and they're not so humble. And I've had to talk to them and say, listen, you need to just chill out a bit and just hold the corner a bit, and don't draw attention to yourself. And that's the number one. Always be on time. If they say come at 6 o'clock for the event, make sure you're there at 6:30. It doesn't matter.
Principle.
Just make sure they're for the promoter, and you go and do your thing. And if you go to a show and there's 6 of you and they say you're going to go on first, don't worry about it. Go on first and shine and come off and do what you got to do, because no one's better than nobody in this business.
Exactly. Those are very, very inspiring words, believe you me, because that's one of the thing with us, I would say black people, just that always want the glory. Like if somebody else is in the spotlight, you want to kick that person out. You want to down and plot, okay, how can I get him out, or how can I get her out? I think that mentality needs to change. You need to find a mutual ground in the sense of, okay, she's shining or he's shining, why don't I join? Instead of trying to shine. Why are you trying to push somebody out position when the cake is big enough for everybody?
To everybody. I go somewhere and they said, Paul, you've been on already? And I said, yeah. Go already, man. And we just come. I said, but if you look at the flyer, the flyer says showtime starts at 10:30. And you'll come at 12 o'clock and ask me if I've gone on yet?
That don't make sense.
I said, tell you what, I've been on. I said, I've been on. I got my money and I'm going home. Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. You go and perform and probably don't get to perform neither. Listen, Paul, while you're here, the listeners and the viewers, please let them know how they can contact you and how they can purchase your music.
Well, at the moment here right now, I'm setting up a web page. Well, my brother set up a web page, so that should be ready. I'm trying to get everything get together at the same time. So when I'm ready to roll my LP, they can get that. So far, it's on Facebook. You can reach me on Facebook. That's the only outlet I've got right now on Facebook. You know.
And what is it? What is the details for the Facebook page for you got?
Paul Darkins artist.
Okay, just Paul Darkins artist. Okay, so just
yeah,
go ahead, Paul.
Sorry. Artist, but as I said, watch some of these people out, because for some unknown reason they keep trying to hack my Facebook, and I'm gonna say it out loud. It's not me. If you know me, you know it's not me. So, you know, but if you come onto my page and I see you and you send and inbox me, I will get back to you straight away.
So, is there obviously your music platforms? You where can the listeners and part purchasing?
Well, I know it's not. It's on the internet. It's out there. It's on Facebook. It's all over the place. And believe it or not, and most of the times when you go and find those places, I wasn't the one who put it up there. It's just there. Anywhere you go, you'll find the music. As I said, it's very hard for us to do our business like we used to do it before. But when I do my LP now, I'm going to make sure that it's on my platform, on my web page once it's finished being built. And I will send that out there straight away. And I'll actually send it to you so you can send it out there as well. But right now, it's not ready to go yet.
Okay. Well, listen. It was great talking to you, Paul. And we're looking forward for these new tracks that's coming out with you on some new projects. And I'm sure the entire world is anticipating tracks or some new materials. I know that. I know for a fact that it won't be anything disappointing. It's going to be another line of a streamline of music where people is going to be gravitating to, singing to when they play anywhere at all. You know, and it's going to happen. You know, we're here as you said. You know where we are. Once these tracks are ready, you just send them over. We get them endorsed over here and get them pushed out as well. But with our supporting team that we have. Okay. Before you go, Paul. Obviously, you gotta have some people around the world that's listening to this interview or that's watching this interview now. I'd like to send shout out to. So please, the floor is yours. Send out as many shout out as you want. Big up everybody around the world that you want to pick up.
Yes, I big up my wife upstairs, my daughter, my grandson, my great granddaughter, and my son. All my family in Clarendon, in Kingston, all over the country. Yes, in America as well. And Canada and the whole of England, all my cousins, them, and my musician friends, them, and my singer friends, them. Like to bless up all of them now, and everybody just keep safe out there, including yourself. Yes, my brother.
Indeed, Paul. Listen, we're gonna obviously link up. You know, we got some stuff happening. We're looking to put some things together for the summer, so please be on the lookout. Don't be surprised we give you a call. You under the bill. So we're just putting some plannings in place with the team. So we're gonna talk off the air anyway. But listen, thanks again for taking that time to come on and give us this interview. Really appreciate it, and it's my pleasure to actually meet you in person. Still have contact with you, and we're having this chat right now. So I want to say thanks again for taking the time. And we'll definitely
for listening as well.
Yes, everybody. Paul Darkins, as I said, one of the giant in lovers rock music. Okay, an exclusive interview. Very busy guy, as he's just mentioned. He's got his grandkids and all of this stuff. You know, he's getting back to his normal life. Watch out for the new project as well that's coming out. So please, listen out for those information right here on ORS Global Radio. So Paul, thanks again, and have a great big up yourself, and enjoy the rest of your evening. I know it's middle of the night, but we will definitely talk again in the future. Okay, so thanks again.
We'll talk soon.
Bless up yourself. All right,
hey, man. Bless up. Thanks again.
No worries. You take care now, Paul.
Bless.
Bye bye. Okay, London Town. That's Paul Darkins, and I tell you, great singer. It was a pleasure having a conversation, Paul. As you know, ORS Global Radio, we've got quite a few interviews lined up for this month and next following months that's coming. All right, so watch out. We're gonna have Beanie Man the Doctor as well, live and direct as well, and of course the Bandolero and Nadine Sutherland as well. So watch out for those dates. Once it's all been confirmed, we're gonna obviously end a fight, or should I say, put it out. We'll post it out. You will see it all over the world. All right, we'll put it all over Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all those platforms. Okay, so as you know, this is actually the end of the program for tonight, and I want to say thanks to everyone that locked on. Got a couple more minutes anyway before we leave, so we're just gonna play a few tracks. But don't forget, you can catch us here next week, Wednesday, same place, same time. Reggae and vocal selection, Boddington in the driver's seat. All right, let's get down to another 15 minutes or so. We're going to be in the studio for, all right? So there you have it, Carl Darkins, great giant. I tell you, Lovers Rock giant. I want to say big shout out goes out to Patex, big shout out goes out to Uncle Leroy, Natalie, big of herself, alright? Big shout out goes out to the entire ORS Global Radio team. I'm talking about DJ Titch, DJ Unta, DJ Inchi. And I'm telling you, you know what the plans is, right? 2024. Don't forget to check out our website at www.orsglobalradio.com. Follow us on all social media platforms. So before we exit the building tonight,
ORS Global Radio, the bad station round here, and we say, hold it, that is it.
So before we leave, we're gonna feature some songs from our featured artists this month on ORS Global Radio. As you know, every month we feature an artist right here on ORS Global Radio. All right, so this month we're featuring the man himself, Mr. Coco T. Okay.
I can't understand why Coco T make this girl have me wait so long. Seems like it not stand up as a true man, but this is me loving strong. She have to come along.
I don't wanna wait in vain for your love,
baby girl.
I don't wanna.
This is our featured artist this week, this month I should say, Coco T.
From the very first time I bless my eyes on you, girl, my heart says follow through. But I know now that I'm
who's the greatest of them all?
Jigsy King of knows that ORS Global Radio #1 station in town. Drop the big song.
Oh there, that is it. You know what's your bad general this, you know me I represent for ORS Global Radio, the bad station round here. And we say, oh there, that is it.
I can't understand why Coco T make this girl have me wait so long. Seems like it not stand up as a true man, but this is me loving strong. She have to come along.
I don't wanna wait in vain for your love,
baby girl.
But I know now that I'm way down on the line.
She looks so fine,
but the way things feeling fine.
She a one of a kind.
So don't treat me like a puppet on a string.
Don't pull me,
cause I know I can do my thing. Don't talk to me if you think I'm dumb. I wanna know when you're gonna come.
All I know, she have to come with me. Wanna take her down to Paris, take her down to Rome, take her to the beach and from there to my home. Candlelight dinner for only two alone. No disturbance, no calling on the phone. No more out there, I man will roam. She give me sweet loving, that's I never leave home.
Cause if summer is here and I'm still waiting here,
keep on waiting.
Winter is here, I'm still waiting here.
You are beautiful, you are wonderful. You make me jump out of me turn in a hole. Real up and down like a bad bull. Little after that me have to draw for me dull. Baby girl, I love you so much. Let we sit and talk about such and such. Keep away talking left key and touch. Correct on no girl like that the tender touch.
It's been 3 years since I'm knocking on your door.
Why you waiting too long?
And I still can knock some more.
Keep on knocking.
Ooh girl, is it feasible? I wanna know now, for I to knock some more.
Keep on
you
knocking.
See, in life I know there's a lot of grief.
Boy, come on, it seems like this girl ought to give you a
but your love is my relief.
Lord of mercy, I'm going to take her down to Paris, take her down to Rome, take her to the beach and from there to my home. Candlelight dinner for only two alone. No disturbance, no calling on the phone. I want to take her on a trip down for the North Coast. Give her for me loving, me send dose by dose. Baby girl, are you I love the most? Go to your ball and I scream till the most.
I don't know when getting there for your love.
Keep on waiting.
I want you to smile all the while, people.
This is our featured artist this month, Cocotte.
Our African daughter, come from Paris or you're living in America. Smiling countenance, bring a little closer. But school face is a big disaster. Smile a while, give your face a rest. Raise your hands to the one you love the best and smile. All of your people, show your pretty teeth and smile. Keep on smiling all the while. Come on and smile. All of your people, show your pretty teeth and smile. No, I don't matter what's your nationality, color, class, race or creed. What is to be, just got to be. It's up to your people to face reality. So smile, all of your people. Show your pretty teeth and smile. Keep on smiling all the while. Come on and smile, all of your people. Show your pretty teeth and smile. Now you're feeling up, not feeling down. I drink some Malik and Chalice pipe downtown, and I am two daughters sitting and reasoning about what is happening in life. I say, daughter, it don't matter if you're black or if you're white, as long as you are live up in a Jaja side, just smile. All of your people, show your pretty teeth and smile. Keep on smiling all the while. Come on and smile. All of your people, show your pretty teeth and smile. We are all one flesh, one blood, no matter where we're from.
to your fallen brother man on the street. External helping hand.
Well, this is Bucky Ranks representing ORS Global Radio.
Picture of a mystery, bad Indian. You at the control, you know.
One to them.
One to them.
One to them.
Well, my soldier. Yes, I've lost my soldier and she's gone away. She's gone away.
Okay, London Town, this one gonna take us out the door, okay? I wanna say thanks to everyone that locked on this week, each and every week as well. And don't forget next week, Wednesday, same place, same time. We're gonna be right here, reggae and vocal selection show, okay? Don't forget Saturday night coming, we're gonna have Danny English live and direct from Jamaica, right here on ORS Global Radio. Alright, so don't miss that one. And don't forget you can catch us back here every Monday from 9 up until 11 p.m. UK time. It's all about Swing Easy Mondays. You know, a day when you don't kill up yourself, as it's a beginning of the week, right? So you just take it easy.
Remember all the things she used to do for me. My whole life is in misery. You didn't know she washed my clothes, she cooked my food, she used to keep me warm. I'm crying girl because you're gone. So Sonia, won't you come back to me? A little girl, I'm on my bending knees. Why just won't you come back to me? Alright, you belong. Hey, hey, la da 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 da. Come back, Sonia. La da 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 da. My beautiful maiden, my bride, won't you come home to me? Why are you gone away? So I say, me know, I me wicked in a dancehall style. Me gone in a dancehall style. You know soup, you know star. I left her hat, my home, to come back and find her, but when I return,
and I tell you, our featured artist, Mr. Coco T. Alright, this one's gonna take us out the door, but don't forget we're back here on Saturday nights, okay?
But when I return, she was gone out with another man. Come back, Sonia. So la bidu 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 la da 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 da.
Yes, I. You don't know, Mr. Chess could I never be another one. And I'm representing for ORS Global Radio. Play music and give them ego. Turn your lights down low and turn down your window curtain. ORS will come shining into your lives again. Oh, ORS love you, but today isn't die. Oh, why? Yes, I, ORS Radio. Turn it up till it buck. Music, make your ears full up.
Joker lover, poof, mass in a corner. Good love take over. Watch it. Me no want none of that. Me no want no joker loving boy. Me no want none of that. Me no want it at all. Yes. Me no want none of that. Me no want no joker loving boy. Me no want none of that. Me no want it at all. No give I no joker loving. Me no want it. Oh, only good loving that can please me. So girlie, if you wanna be in love with me, just make sure you have your loving degree. Cause baby, me no want no that. Me no want no joke or loving boy. Me no want no that. Me no want it at all. Me no want no that. Me no want no joke or loving boy. Me no want no that. Me no want it at all. Don't be like the great white witch of Roseanne. Oh, if you be like the witch, you're bound to fall.